Hello everybody on the TGR HD channel, welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 21 Charlton Athletic Career Mode. Today is episode 15 and once again I do strongly apologise for the inconsistent uploads on this channel. I know I said I was going to upload frequently. Yeah, that hasn't gone down very well, but today we do have an episode out for you guys at long last. Today we are going to be finishing off the summer transfer window. So without any further hesitation people, let's dive straight into it. Okay, so kicking things off in today's episode with an away trip to Ashton Gate as we take on Bristol City. Now, of course, if you watched the previous episode, the first game of the season didn't go down so well. We suffered a 2-0 defeat at home to Stoke City, so not the most ideal start, but to be fair, it wasn't the greatest performance. We tried to get things going, but we just could not take our chances, and Stoke punished us from one, a very bad mistake, and the other, a pretty decent finish. Now, in this one, we did have a lot more opportunities, and if I'm being honest with you, we were the better side in this game, and we had a lot of opportunities. Marcus Maddison here, great opportunity, lays it off to Chucks and Ike, but unfortunately his touch lets him down. I probably should have had a shot with Maddison, but yeah, pulled it back to Anike, and unfortunately his first touch let him down. Then a good save there by Ethan Horoff to deny Bristol City from a great opportunity there, took it on the volley, and then they get a corner here. Casey Palmer swings an outswinger in. The header is won, and it is a spectacular save again by Horoff, and eventually was cleared by Charlton in their away strip. We come forward again here. Akenabiri and Anike linking up nicely. He plays it back to Akenabiri. Anike in a bit of space. He plays through Chucks, but the ball wasn't exactly great, and again Chucks didn't react in time and unfortunately missed out. Just those kind of opportunities were the opportunities we had for the majority of this first half. Like just a lot of could have beens. You know, we tried to get the ball forward. As you saw there, Maddison played a brilliant run in there. Could have had a good opportunity there to lay it off to him until Chucks and Ike got put through with a long ball. He took it on first time and fired just wide. The opening stages of this second half, the first 15 minutes or so, we absolutely dominated this and we had so many opportunities. Akenabiri there coming tantalisingly close to his first goal of the season. In fact, our first goal of the season, Charlton's first goal of this championship season, and we kept coming, we just kept coming, relentless. Akenabiri strike there, saved again by Daniel Bentley, and then moments later, once again, we come forward. Johnny Williams lays it off to Anike. He lays off Akenabiri again, and another shot saved, another shot denied by Akenabiri. But minutes later, once again, we come through again. Anike and Maddison link up well. Chucks Anike, first time strike, and finally finds the back of the net at the near post. Chucks Anike grabs Charlton's first goal of the championship season, and we were absolutely all over Bristol City for these first opening 15 minutes of the second half, and yeah, a very well deserved goal, very well worked goal as well. Chucks Anike played really well this game, absolutely fantastic. Obviously leading the line up front, having to lead the line up front with Akenabiri, as we don't have our marquee striker that I'd like to sign yet, but obviously we do get one eventually at some point in this career mode. And yeah, to be honest, that's how the game ended. Nothing happened after that. We dominated the opening stages of the second half, and it was enough for us to come home with our first 3 points of the season. We defeat Bristol City at Ashton Gate by a goal to nil. Chucks Anike's goal was enough to give us the 3 points, and I am absolutely happy with that, as you can clearly see. Shortly after that game, we do offer a new contract to our Ukrainian academy graduate Filip Gorobek. He was complaining with the lack of money. He was complaining with his contract, sorry, should I say, and we gift him a new deal, and we decide to start him in our game in the Carabao Cup against Portsmouth. I did decide to quick sim this as I didn't really care about the Carabao Cup, and we got knocked out in the first round. Pompey beat us by a goal to nil. We did play our reserve side, to be fair, but yeah, it was quite disappointing to go out in the opening stages, but that's one less cup for us to not worry about. Swiftly back into championship action then, and we kick on with our first London derby of the season against Queen's Park Rangers back at the Valley. Obviously we'll be looking to redeem ourselves following our opening day defeat, and a rather odd chance there by QPR as Bright Asai Samuel headed it out from yeah, I don't know what he was doing there, to be fair. I left that in purely because how funny it was at the time, but yeah, not long after that we did have a great opportunity here through Akenabiri, absolutely open, a free header, and he's made an absolute hash of that. Obviously he's still looking for his first goal of the season, and eventually he gets it. He does eventually get it. 19 minutes into this game against QPR, Fajiri Akenabiri finally opens his account for the Reds in the championship season. Another near post finish. The keeper absolutely beaten. The goalkeeper's got to be doing a lot better there. But yeah, the Charlton fans in delirium there. A really good strike as well. Anike laying it off to Akenabiri. He spins his man, runs into the area and just rifles it into the back of the net. The keeper doesn't even move. He is completely and utterly stumped by that strike, and Akenabiri is absolutely buzzing to finally get on the score sheet, and we finally look to be cooking on gas. But QPR did offer a lot of threats here. Bright side Samuel there, a great opportunity, very, very nearly nestling into the back of the net. Harry Anderson gets put through here. We probably should have taken another touch with that. Struck it first time. You know, when you get those opportunities, you've got to hit it first time. And then Akenabiri probably should have turned and shot there as well, but we laid it off to Forster-Kaski, and his effort was eventually blocked. The attack broke down rather badly there. Second half rolls around in QPR. They're looking to get an equaliser here. A great opportunity there, but again fired wide by Jeff Cameron, the captain. And they come forward once again here, still trying to move the ball nicely. And it is a horror show at the back as Joe Rodon puts the ball in the back of his own net. I initially thought the QPR player here had nestled it into the bottom corner, but when I realised that it wasn't actually the player who was through on goal that was celebrating, I knew straight away that it was an own goal, and it's a rather unfortunate one, to be honest with you. To be fair though, had he not touched the ball, it probably would have been a penalty, as Rodon has gone through the back of him. But as you can see, rather than take the player down, he kicks the ball first, and it does strike the post and finds its way in the back of the net. A rather frustrating goal to give away, and QPR from that point on, you know, they were surging for the winner. A good opportunity there from QPR, a good save there by Horov. And then in the 86th minute, the last minute heartbreaks come back to bite us. Bright Osai Samuel eventually gets his goal, beats Horov at the near post, and QPR take a 2-1 lead. A frustrating way to end today's game, and unfortunately that is how the game ended. So once again, it's another defeat at the Valley. 2 defeats from 2 at the Valley. A disastrous start at home this season, which, as you recall, last season was also how we started. You know, last year we had an absolutely horrific start to the season at the Valley. As you saw there, we did reject a offer from Huesca for Chukwuemeka. We weren't in a position to let him go at that stage. So obviously, as you saw, we had multiple offers actually that we rejected. And to make matters even worse for us in terms of our championship campaign, our next game was against West Bromwich Albion at the Hawthorns, which certainly was going to be an interesting test. But we actually played really well in this game. We played really, really well. We started strong there with Akenabiri, really good effort there. Good save by the keeper though. We did play well. We did play really well in this game. It's just unfortunately West Bromwich Albion were a bit better than us. Leo Baptiste-Stow opens the scoring for West Brom in the 13th minute. The commentator said it had been coming, but to be honest, I actually thought, I mean, as I said, we played really, really well, but I thought that we actually matched West Brom for the opening stages of this game until they scored, and then that was kind of where the floodgates opened, as you probably would expect to happen here. Grady Diangana put completely through, shocking defending from me. I don't even know where my defenders are. I don't even know if I had Ted and Mengi or Joe Rodon on the pitch. I think I actually took Rodon out of the team. I know I didn't, that's Rodon there, marking Baptiste-Stow behind him, and then there's just no one there to deal with that, and Diangana fires into a rather easy net, really. And then just on the stroke of half-time, Diop would make it 3. Again, another near-post strike. Just Ethan Horov completely beaten at the near post. A really frustrating goal to give away, and the Baggies tripled their lead going into the break. But as I said, I actually thought we played well. You know, we didn't deserve to be in front or even in the game. West Brom were just too good, but I felt that we did play well, and we did eventually get a goal back in the opening stages of the second half. Marcus Maddison with his first goal of the season, a well-worked goal there from the boys in red and white. A good strike as well by Maddison to make it 3-1. But, you know, that would prove to be a bit of a consolation goal. As you can see here in the 77th minute now, nothing really happened. And then Mateus Pereira decides to unleash an absolute thunderbolt. Goal of the season so far, an absolute wonder strike, and that made it 4-1 to the Baggies. You know, it just kind of summed up our afternoon. Like I said, we played well, but West Brom were just better. You know, they were just better, and everything they were shooting just went in. But we brought off Chukwuemeka, and we brought on Charlie Kelman in the you know, just a bit of a why not sort of thing. You know, just to give him some game time, and he actually scored. He actually found the back of the net at the near post, a really well put through ball by Akenabiri. Kelman got put through, he fires home at the near post for his first goal of the season. His first gone quite well actually, and that's how the game ended. West Brom come away with a 4-2 victory. 4 games, 1 win and 3 defeats. Really not looking good for us at the moment. A really difficult start to life. Slaven Bilic, as you can see, towering over me. You know, we really were struggling at this stage in the season, you know, really not a good start. So it was time to sign our marquee striker, and as you can see right there, that is the man that I'm going for. He scored against us in the first game of the season against Stoke City. It is Tyrese Campbell, a player with a lot of potential, a lot of hype around him, and I thought, why not? Let's try and go in for him. As I said, he scored against us earlier on in the season, so we know that he is a lethal striker at this level, or can be a lethal striker at this level, and he will be the fantastic, ideal partner alongside Fajiri Okenabiri. We initially offer £3.5 million because Stoke are going to want a lot of money for him. They come back with a swap deal for Johnny Williams, plus a couple million off that. We offer 3.8 million, I think that was. They want the sell-on clause with it. We remove the sell-on clause and we add an extra 50k to the transfer budget, so that's 3.85 million in the end, and Stoke eventually take it. So 3.85 million for the services of Tyrese Campbell is agreed between Stoke City and Charlton Athletic for Campbell to come to the Addicks. And the next important thing is, of course, to deal with his wage. As you saw there, I actually just realised that Jake Cooper, I had him there on my transfer watch list, the Millwall centre-back. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about how I had him as a transfer target, but we signed Roden anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, going off topic, onto the Campbell deal. Now, Campbell wanted an important squad role, which I was more than happy to go with. I actually thought he wanted a crucial squad role, so I'm happy with that, no questions asked. In terms of the length of his contract, we offer him a 4-year contract, and he is happy with that. Lovely stuff. We initially wanted to disregard a release clause, but he actually wanted a £9.2 million release clause. I wasn't willing to put that on the table, so I do go back in to deny the release clause because, you know, ultimately if he's worth millions upon millions of pounds later on in the career mode, if someone swoops in for £9 million, it's a bit of a rip-off. Yeah, we make a profit, like triple the amount that we paid, but, you know, it'd be rather annoying in that circumstances. And now we go to the wage. Now, obviously, I had to negotiate the wage, which I absolutely hate doing because I usually get it wrong. We offer him $7.5 grand wage. He was initially on 11.5 grand, and he is absolutely fine with that. So there it is, a done deal at the Valley. Tyrese Campbell is our marquee striker. He joins the club from Stoke City for 3.85 million. For 8 million, fucking hell. That would have been a ridiculous transfer fee if we'd have paid 8 million for it. But yeah, 3.85 million for Tyrese Campbell, and it is swiftly back into Championship action as we are back at the Valley taking on Swansea City. Campbell did not start this game. I put him on the bench. I wanted to keep Anike and Okenabiri flowing, and yeah, that probably wasn't the best of ideas as we did. Yeah, we did concede another near-post goal. Seriously, how many near-post goals has Ethan Horoff conceded? Genuinely, it's annoying at this point. I mean, I put faith in Horoff. I signed him over Van der Voort and Dylan Phillips from a free agent, and he has conceded this many goals from, like, at the near post. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke at this point, and it's getting a bit annoying. So, yeah, at this stage, I was kind of regretting the transfer because he was getting on my nerves a bit. But, yeah, Jan de Handa gets the easiest goal he's ever going to score in his career. But we were swiftly back on level terms with a near-post goal of our own. Fajiri Okenabiri grabbing another goal. He wastes no time whatsoever in grabbing the ball back and going back to our net. He actually goes through the goalkeeper then, rather strange. But, yeah, really well goal here. Maddison managed to toe poke it to Okenabiri. Okenabiri spins his man. They can't get anywhere near him, and he fires it at the near post straight into the middle of the goal. That's his second of the season. And we were not looking to suffer defeat once again. We brought in Ted and Mengi for this game over Deji Oshilaja. He makes a good tackle there. Anike then lays off to Marcus Maddison. Maddison plays it right to Harry Anderson. He's got Okenabiri in support there. He's also got Hemerick on the overlapping run. He plays the German through. The right back darts forward. Can he get a ball in the box? Yes, he can. The Swansea player gets there first, but Maddison tackles him and fires home to make it 2-1 to Charlton. We take the lead against Swansea. Another goal for Maddison. He scored against West Brom, and he's got another one against Swansea today. A really good finish there from Maddison. Reacted really well to tackle the defender, and the Addicks take the lead against the Welsh Outlets. A really, really good sign here as we were looking to end our bad start at the Valley, and we kept coming forward here. Johnny Williams plays in Okenabiri, and he makes it 3-1. A brace for Okenabiri. We are now finally cooking on gas. I was honestly so surprised with myself because we started so badly in the opening stages of this game, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, Kenabiri's goal just lit a fire in us, and then after that, we were just in cruise control. We just looked so good on this day against Swansea, you know, so good. Kenabiri finally finding his finishing boots, and a lethal finisher, and proves to be the lethal finisher that he was in League One last year. And he wasn't done yet. He was not done yet. Right on the stroke of half-time, Marcus Maddison plays for Kenabiri, and he grabs a first-half hat-trick. It is 4-1 to Charlton before the interval. Fajiri Kenabiri with a hat-trick. He finally has found his finishing boots, as I've just said. Really well taken goals there for all three of them. A powerful effort for the first one, and some good finishes one-on-one with the second and the third. And in the second half, we showed no signs of letting up. You know, we kept coming forward. Forster-Caskey here. Does he lay it off here? No, he has a go from goal, actually. A really good strike there, but an unfortunate miss at the far post. Swansea did have an effort here in the 87th minute. They had one good opportunity here, a good header there, which was headed back on actually inside the 6-yard box into the ground and hit the crossbar. It was eventually dealt with after a scramble. And that is how the game ended. Charlton come away with their second win of the season, their first win at the Valley, and an emphatic victory. The job was done in the first half. We beat Swansea City by 4-1. A fantastic performance from Fajiri Kenabiri and the rest of the lads. You know, as I say, we started absolutely horrifically, but we managed to grow back into the game and managed to grab an emphatic win over Swansea. Now, as you can see here, we're dealing with some more transfers here. So Mike Hines, our Irish goalkeeper, we do agree or try to send him out on loan to Hibernian, and we did receive an offer there for Ben Amos, our second choice keeper behind Horov, who we did decide to reject. Now, this deal right here was an interesting one. It was a very, very interesting one, and I did decide to go ahead with it to see where we could go with it. And it is Jake Forster-Caskey. Now, Copenhagen in the Danish Superliga, a team that we come up against in pre-season, were wanting his services. They initially offered 1.2 million. We tried to get a little bit more out of it because, to be honest with you, Forster-Caskey, I haven't really liked him in defensive midfielder. I've not really liked him as much, and yeah, I just wanted something different. I wanted a natural CDM, and Forster-Caskey isn't a natural CDM. But unfortunately, with the players that we have, we're playing a 4-1-2-1-2, so he kind of has to play in the CDM position. So we tried to get 1.6 million out of him, and eventually they come back at 1.35 million. We offered 1.5 million. They come back at 1.45 million. And in the end, we do accept the offer. We do accept 1.45 million for the services of Jake Forster-Caskey for him to go to Copenhagen. Sorry, should I say? We're not signing him from Copenhagen. He's going to Copenhagen. And yeah, it's going to be a controversial deal. A lot of people aren't exactly going to be, they're not going to be happy with that. But ultimately, as I say, I just didn't really like Forster-Caskey in CDM much. He wasn't really offering as much. He wasn't, he's not a proper defensive midfielder. So we do decide to try and see if we can get some money for him and then bring in a natural CDM in that position. And now we get into the final game of the episode, and it is another big test. We head to Carrow Road to take on Norwich City, a team that you would expect to be up the top of the table. The likes of Timu Pukki, Emi Buendia, Todd Cantwell. They've got a really good squad here, and that did show for the opening stages. Norwich were a really good side, really good side. We did make a really good interception there. Tyrese Campbell, as you can see there, starts his first game for the Addicks alongside Kenabiri, and we get off to a very good start. 11 minutes in, Kenabiri, as I've said multiple times, his blue finishing boots right there. He has finally found them again, and that is his 4th goal in 2 games. His 5th goal of the season, and Charlton lead at Carrow Road. A really well worked goal. A good interception there by Joe Roden. He found Johnny Williams, who sort of stacked it when he played the pass in. He played Campbell through. Campbell played a long through ball forward into a Kenabiri, and he buried it on the left foot. Norwich, though, as I said, they were a really good side. They kept coming forward massively in their numbers here. A good save there by Horov. I actually thought Pukki was in an offside position initially there. But yeah, play carries on. Norwich come forward once again. They keep moving the ball forward here. Pukki with the strike and a good save again by Horov. 2 good saves to deny the Finnish striker. However, the American goalkeeper cannot deny him a 3rd time. A towering header from Pukki puts it in once again at the near post. How many times? How many bloody times at the near post are we going to concede a goal? And as you can see there, he does deliver us a knockout blow. Lovely, lovely stuff. But yeah, honestly, it does frustrate me how many times we've conceded at near post. from goals. You know, like, watching it back now, it's just so annoying with the amount of goals that we have conceded. But anyway, on to the second half. It's 1-1 in this game. Obviously, it's still 1-1. You know, we were playing all right in this one, but Norwich were just a really good side. And as you can see there, they prove their worth as they do make it 2-1 through that man Teemu Pukki once again. It's really well. No, it's a good finish, a very good finish into the far post on the left foot. I think that's actually his weak foot. I think I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I think he's right footed. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he was tearing us a new one in this game. It really was annoying to go through here, and we do eventually though get back level through that man Harry Anderson. Anderson has had quite a quiet episode. He has been quite quiet lately. With his contributions, but he does grab a goal here. He was initially intercepted there by the Norwich player, but he laid it off. He got it back, laid it off to Maddison, and he fired home at the far corner when he received the ball back. It was a bit of a toe punt, but they all count. But yeah, it was really nice to see. Really nice to see Anderson get a goal here. As you can see there, we did bring on Addicks Gilby for Jake Forster-Caskey. Forster-Caskey did start this game despite the interest. But look at the football there. Look at the first time football. Tyrese Campbell's put through, and there is his first goal in a Charlton shirt. He is absolutely loving life. A really, really well worked goal there. Alex Gilby, it all came through him intercepting the ball. We nearly lost it, but Tedder Mengi managed to make the interception. He fired it long to Kenneberry. First time to Maddison, first time to Campbell. He gets put through and he drills it past Tim Krul. I think that is in goal. I think it is, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he fires it into the far corner for his first Charlton goal. Well done, Tyrese Campbell. And we lead by 3-2 in the 85th minute. Can we try and hold on to this lead? No, we can't. Pukki gets his hat-trick in rather annoying fashion. That's just the typical FIFA goal, you know. The cross come in, we managed to deal with it, and it has somehow... Let's watch it back again, actually. Look, the pass is played in here. It's intercepted by Mengi. It comes back off Roden, and somehow the ball flicks back off Mengi into the path of Pukki, who is in a completely open position, and he fires past the goalkeeper once again at his near post. And that is how the game ended. That is how it ends. A 3-3 draw with Norwich. Now, to be fair, that is a decent result. It is a good result going into this one, but to be fair, you know, I was rather annoyed with that goal, the final goal going in, you know, because we probably should have won that game had that not absolute AIDS of a goal not gone in. But that's where we end off with the Football Insider today's episode. As you can see with the league table, we are currently sitting in 14th. 11 goals scored, 12 conceded. Once again, we are continuing on with the theme of our terrible defensive record, but we score goals. You know, that form has just carried on with us through League One. As you can see here, the bottom three, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything at this stage, but Peterborough, Sheffield Wednesday and Blackburn are making up the bottom three as it stands. Obviously, we've got the rest of the... you know, the top clubs up there, you know, Sheffield United, Brighton and Bournemouth and such, they are up the top there. As you can see there, Jake Forster-Caskey has departed the club. He has signed for Copenhagen for £1.45 million. And as another deal, as you can see there, Mike Hines has gone out on loan to Hibernian. We do also try to let go of our Bolivian goalkeeper, Mark Alvarado, to some Argentinian side. It is now transfer deadline day, as you can see there, and we do receive another offer for another one of our youngsters. This time it is Asbjørn Skovgaard, the Danish right-back, who we do try to let go on loan. This club wants him on a 2-year deal. We do accept that, and we did reach an agreement with Mark Alvarado from this Argentinian club, who we do decide to accept that for him to go out on loan. Now, Jake Forster-Caskey was in need of replacing, and we did need to bring in a natural defensive midfielder. So we're going to another fan suggestion. This was suggested via Instagram. It is Anderlecht Belgian defensive midfielder, the wonder kid, Marco Canna. This was suggested, as I said, it was fan suggested, and I thought it was only right for me to bring in this man. He was going to take up the vast majority of my transfer budget, though. As a matter of fact, all of it would be gone with this transfer. We did initially offer 2.7 million. They wanted 1.45 million plus Alex Gilby. I wasn't willing to let Gilby go, so we do decide to do an improve offer. As a matter of fact, we actually go back in for 2.7 million, and Vincent Kompany accepts it. A decent offer, that is. 2.7 million for the services of the Belgian Marco Canna, and it is now time, of course, to negotiate contracts and to see if we can bring him to SE7 as Forster-Caskey's replacement. He wants an important squad role, which is absolutely fine. Obviously, he is 68 rated, so he is the same rating as Forster-Caskey. I think it might be one rating lower, but obviously Canna is younger, so obviously great opportunity to grow him as a player. So yeah, he takes the important squad role. He wants a 5-year deal on the table, which we do accept. He doesn't want to release clause, which is absolutely fine by me. And then in terms of his wage, obviously he is on 3.8 grand a week. He does actually want a pay cut for 2.7 grand, which I was absolutely delirious with. We take away the added bonus. He wants an extra £200 a week, which is absolutely fine by me. And that is a done deal. The final signing of this summer transfer window of the championship season is Belgian defensive midfielder Marco Canna, fan suggested, as I say. And that concludes our transfer window. As you can see there, 11.95 million spent this transfer window. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I thought to close off today's episode, I thought I would show you all of the transfers that went on throughout this window through Charlton. So as you can see below there, that is Ethan Horov, I believe, joining the club on a free transfer. Oh yeah, Christopher Jensen, that was the first one there. He went out on loan to Lyngby. Horov joined on a free transfer. Ted Mengi joined from Manchester United for £2 million. Then we got Conor McLennan on a free transfer. He obviously was released by Aberdeen at the start of the season, so we decided to get him because he was free. Connor Washington departed the club. He signed for Sandhausen in Germany. A deal that pretty much needed to happen, really. Seijin Fujimoto, the Japanese wonder kid, obviously a cult hero already in his career mode series, has gone to Shanghai SIPG on loan for the rest of the season, so he will be back next season, don't worry. Josh Davison joined Admira Varka. Joe Roden joined the club from Swansea City for £3.4 million, a really good signing there, but you know, he has been a bit shaky at the back in the first so many games, I will admit, you know, with the own goal that he's conceded, and he has been quite shaky in the defensive line. Tony Donjoli, sorry, joined the club on a free transfer as backup for the defensive midfield. Obviously Ben Watson retired, so we needed a new CDM. Tyrese Campbell, our most expensive signing, joins the club for £3.85 million from Stoke City. Jake Forster-Kasky departing the club, going to Copenhagen for £1.45 million. As I said, I didn't really like him in the defensive midfield position. Mike Hines has gone out on loan to Hibernian for the season. Marco Canna, our final signing, joins the club from Anderlecht for £2.7 million. I'm really excited with the signing, a really good young talent. Asbjorn Skovgaard has gone out on loan to this club. I don't know who they are. I don't know what league they're in, but he has gone out on loan there. Mark Alvarado did end up joining the Argentinian side. And the final deal there, as you can see at the top there, Mohamed Shawar has gone to FC Midtjylland on loan for the rest of the season. He was complaining with the lack of game time. And to be honest with you, he wasn't going to get any game time in this squad, you know, with Marcus Maddison and then obviously Alex Gilbey and Chuck Sanico, who could play in the attacking midfielder position. So Shawar wasn't going to get any game time. So I've decided to let him go out on loan to Midtjylland for the sake of his well-being and for the sake of his career. So that is it for this episode of the FIFA 21 Charlton Athletic Career Mode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, can you possibly leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on those post notifications so you're notified of when I post. What do you guys think of the signing of Tyrese Campbell and Marco Canna? Let me know in the comments below. How do you guys think I did in this transfer window? Let me know in the comments below. £11.9 million spent. A lot of players departed the club, you know, the deadwood players that we didn't need. Some young talent going out on loan to better their career. This has been Tyler Addicks. Have a nice day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all then.